Welcome to Project Design IO. In this video, I'm gonna go through switching scenarios. To make this a bit more realistic, so you can see the benefit of switching scenario, I'm gonna copy some of those boards with a cable, copy, paste again, and I'm gonna change the cable reference 100. I'll call this one 200. Now I'm gonna extend switchboard. I'm gonna double click on the switchboard. I will create another section. At the moment there's one section, as you can see. I'll create two sections, and the switch in between, I'll make it closed. So this is my second section. I move the middle section to roughly the middle of the switchboard. If I zoom in, you see the switch is closed. I've got one incoming supply, and I have the bus coupler basically closed. What I'm going to do, I copy the transformer with a cable, paste that in here, and I will also paste what I've just copied. I will delete the transformer, go to construction tab, I will add generator, I will rename this TX2, transformer number 2. Okay, so let's say this section is, I'll call it essential, and this part will be critical. Move that here. I'm calling it critical because that critical supply have additional generator support. So you have transformer and then generator, and the essential has only one transformer. But obviously I can have the whole system fed from any of those three incoming supplies. At the moment, you see in red that some of the supplies are switched off. You can see it because the cable, the schematic drawing representing the cable is red. Let's just calculate so I can demonstrate something. Okay, half of the installation is not live because the bus coupler is open. I probably clicked on that accidentally. So if you click on the text, you see in here, now it's open. I click on the text and now it's closed. Now you see the whole path is black. That means it's connected. So as you can see, the whole installation is now fed from TX1. If I close generator, the other supplies will open, and now the whole installation is fed from generator. And each time you want to create report, actually, and show you something else, if I open the bus coupler, note you cannot close two incoming supplies. Only one of them is active. The reason being is because the software is then calculate the cable impedance and ZS and everything else right from the origin. And there could be only one origin, otherwise you will not be able to calculate. So what it means is if you have to provide calculations from each of the incoming supplies, you will have to run exactly the same report multiple times. Let's close the bus coupler. Let's say the installation is fed from TX1. You run your calculations, and let's say you've got no faults. Let's ignore the green and blue, it's just for information. Let me transfer the supply to TX2, calculate again, and now I probably have no faults because I haven't actually changed anything. Now my reports will show, let's say I'm calculating that cable, it will show the whole path from here, down here, through here, right down into the transformer. Okay, if I switch back, now the same distribution board, the path will go from here down to here and to here, right? Let's switch to the generator and calculate. Now I've got problems. So you see, you have to carry out those calculations from various sources. You can't just assume everything is good. But now all this switching is manual. I can do more. I can go, let's switch back to TX1. I, for example, can open any of those switches. I can open that path. I can open that load here, the incomer, or I can open the outgoing way, or I close that and I can open the outgoing way from the LV1. To help you with those switching scenarios, Amtech has this quite handy feature. If you go to Construction tab, go to Switch Scenarios. Now, I've got my supply on TX1. First, you need to select the scene. They call it Scenario. A new scenario. Now you put a title. So I'm going to call it TX1 because the supply is on TX1. You can add annotation. system fed from TX1. You press save, and only now this is saved, and you press OK. Now if I want a different scenario, let's say I want this installation to be from transformer number 2, and I want the DB kitchen to be off. So I'm going to save this, go click on the switch scenarios, go new scenario first, and we're going to call it TX2, and I'm going to go to kitchen off. Yeah, I leave the annotation because my title is informative enough that I know what it does. So we'll create, save, and OK. And the last one, I will switch to generator, and I will close the kitchen, double click on the scenarios, create, generator 1, gen 1, supply on generator, save, and OK. Now look, if I want quickly change it to the TX2 with the kitchen off, I can just go press the arrow and select the switching scenario I want. And look, I select that, and that becomes open, and that becomes closed, and everything else is open. I go back to switching scenarios, I go generator. Look what happens, generator switches back on, this is closed, happy days. So this is really, really handy if you have quite complex installation. I hope you enjoyed it, and I hope it's helpful. Have a nice day, and thank you for watching.